The Simpsons, Season 37, Episode 2, and it's an interesting one with this episode because it's focusing around a character that we don't really pay attention a lot to, and that is Supercontainer Chalmers. Like, most of the time, he's just saying, Shanna, and then that's his whole gig, right? He just, shouts his name out of the blue. That's basically his whole thing, right? So having an episode wrapping around him seems a very interesting way to go. Dive more into his character. I mean, outside of Steam Hands, but that's a whole other thing. But for a full, he's the main character. He's the main character of this episode. It's interesting. So how does it go? Well, it does tackle the whole concept of standards and being a clique or using technology to basically technology being the easy button, because it's all surrounded by AI. It's all surrounded by the kids are not doing their homework. They just let AI do its job and just copy and paste whatever, literally copy and paste whatever ChatGPT, shoots out. And the teachers are not dumb. They are aware that Ralph Wiggum did not all suddenly write fucking Shakespeare. It is probably a version of plagiarism. So they're like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And Chalmers is like, well, let's just ban the phones. A phone ban stool where we go very basic, books and paper, and we do that route. But the problem is, just after he does that, he gets fired, and for oddly enough plagiarism. And at the beginning, I thought this is a good commentary about the concept of technology and just allowing technology to do the easy job for you. How we don't want to use our brains anymore. Maybe it's making us feel a little bit dumber than we should, and how we should just sometimes the old ways are always the better ways, and commentary on that. But then you dive into Chalmers working for the power plant from Homer's suggestion, and it's also, but then the power plant basically links it to the theme of Chalmers kind of just does his work. He takes pride in what he does for a living. If it is running a store, being a janitor at the nuclear plant, he takes pride in what he does. And, Springfield's not really a place that, people and probably the world in general are like, yeah, I mean, you kind of half-ass most of the time. I mean, even 55% is a little bit too high. Yeah, high percentage. And it kind of lags. It is, once again, commentary about how we all now just, it kind of shows how lazy we are. I always say we're a bunch of control freaks, but we also, as a species, very known to be very lazy. And Springfield is a very lazy town. They just want to do everything. And even he gets punished for it. And all of it. Now, the whole main plot, I mean, basically in the end, this is a show that goes back to the status quo most of the time, right? So we need to have our characters, in this case Chalmers, to get fired and then unfired in some possibility. Like Chalmers becoming the superintendent again by the end of this episode. So him having this kind of arc of him creating this product that that people like a new beauty product that makes people's skin smooth by the super toxic imported from the where he acted snails. Which honestly, I thought what was going to happen was there was going to be science that the snails, the stuff that's in the snail, I know slime has some kind of toxin that was skin, and people were starting to like, if you keep using it, it's going to make your skin crack or not make you as attractive or pretty or make you look younger than you normally are. But then, then it kind of also adds the theme of, because at the end where Chalmers walks into Springfield Elementary, and he's just looking what he has done because he's thinking like, we're targeting kids. And I do like him as a character in this episode where he is questioning his morals. He is not just this witch guy who's going to be so cocky all the time. It's like, yeah, this might be a little arrogance and might be a little bit, look, I'm on top of the hill. But I do like in this episode that he realized, like, oh, we're talking to kids. And instead, like, fuck, okay, we're talking to kids. He's like, wait, this is not meant to be that. And he's seeing these kids wearing, like those face here, like the face lights and masters, and there's one kid who's like, oh my god, look, 12, and there's also commentary about about beauty standards and how we always want to look young, like aging is such a bad thing. And maybe one day we'll be able to slow down our aging. Now, like people in their 50s, the way you look like your 20s can pass to like into your 60s, and then like we can, I don't know, turn to Time Lords. I don't know, but through science and all that. But what it is, it's like I'm watching the episode and like there's humor in there. I mean, I laugh at the moment, like the moment Lisa courts Bart for cheating using the ChatGPT, using AI. Homer and Marge don't care because all they see is Bart Simpson A+. And it's like, like she just because they just like, I think it's also a situation where like Lisa as a character, it does the whole thing of Lisa makes me feel dumb. And then that's what you realize with Springfield. Anytime Lisa talks, it is basically Lisa makes me dumb. And that's essentially why, like, Homer's using the phone. Like, he thinks, like, that's how bold in the mind with technology. Like, yes, I have a phone, but I'm not glued to it. But he's having using online to get parenting tips. It's like, what, why? Like, using AI to see how to raise your kid, and it's like, what the world are we living at? It is one of those weird situations, and maybe it makes me feel like a dinosaur, but sometimes being a dinosaur, sometimes lonely being white. But it has all these commentary, and Homer getting pushed around, being Chalmers being the annoying guy in the bar, and everyone's like, quiet when they immediately leave outside. Like there's humor in there, but it does give you a sense of commentary out through the episode that's quite interesting. Well, because I just finished watching it and now analyzing it, you're like, wow, okay, it's talking about this and talking about that. And I'm like, wow, this is actually maybe not as... Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, and that could be a possibility. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised with this episode. Anyway, comment below, let me know your thoughts.